So first things first, we're going to need some parts. We headed down south to the metal shop. Me and Meatball loaded up and made a little trip. These guys build monster trucks here. They actually compete in Monster Jam. They've got the Saigon Shaker, if anybody's heard of it. Well, as it turns out, it's about, I don't know, an hour and 15 minutes away right here in Delaware. So they've got a little speed shop section, which let me grab just a few parts I needed to get home and get back to work. But before we head home, right down the street is the only drag strip in Delaware, US 13 Dragway. Now, it's not a track I frequent much. They do a lot of prepped grudge racing and bracket racing and stuff like that. I've been there before, I've raced a few times, but this year the track is under new management. So I headed on down there so I could talk to Mark, and he told me about some of the plans he's got for this coming year. As it turns out, they are planning on doing some no prep Thursday nights. Now, they're doing some Thursday night test and tune racing kind of stuff, and he said one of those a month is going to be a no prep. That is super awesome for me, because any opportunity I get to stay closer to home and still race is going to be a good time. I also heard they might be doing some no prep events, so we'll have to see how that pans out. The surface is pretty decent, and I know they've had some no preps there before. I know a couple years ago they did one, and a lot of the normal prep grudge racers came out, and some of them had a hard time getting a handle on it. But I think this surface is good enough that it would make for a good time. You should go pretty fast, but would still be a challenge in some areas. I think it's just the kind of thing we need here in Delaware.
You can make that?
Yeah.
You can make feeler
You can
gauges.
make anything. If you have Google and YouTube, you can make anything.
So you're going to make feeler gauges?
Yeah, I can make that.
Do you understand what they do?
One trip to Home Depot, bam! I can make that.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how this motor is never going to run again. I used Mallory's homemade feeler gauges.
Alright, so we did a little bit of running around and got that knocked out with Meatball. Now we're back in the garage, and I am nowhere near ready to race this weekend, and we have to leave Friday. So today's Wednesday.
You always do this.
Yeah, well,
I feel like you perform better this way, though.
I perform better that way, but also, like, I have been doing some work, and, you know, the nitrous, they don't have nitrous right now, so taking that out and over there wasn't going to do me any good. But I'm not going to bore you guys with a video of me going through all the valves, but I did want to share a tip that somebody gave to me. And although most of you know this, I'm sure that there's guys that watch these videos that don't know or haven't done this yet. So a little tip for adjusting the valves: if you get yourself some painter's tape and write down the firing order, it's not because you're going to forget the firing order, but inevitably what always happens is you get a phone call, or, you know, a text message, or something comes up, somebody stops you, or your, you know, fiance's homemade feeler gauges break, so you need to find a new one. So it just lets you remember where you're at. And then also what's going to happen is if you get on the crank bolt, right, now I can't turn it because I've done one, but now I got to do 8. But if you make a 90-degree turn every time, so you bring it down 90, that's going to bring you to where the pressure is released off of the next cylinder that you're on. So I'm going to run through these things real quick. The first one I checked was good. We'll go through all of them, make sure they're all still good for the weekend. If I can find my compression tester and this battery works well enough, maybe we'll compression test it, just because I haven't done it yet. Not that I'm looking for anything wrong, just what?
I know where it is.
You know where it is? Yeah, I think it's on the tool cart over there.
No.
No doubt, you put it somewhere.
No, you put it somewhere.
Anyways. Oh, I talked to the people from Nitrous Express too. They said go ahead and take the line off, make sure that there's nothing clogging up in the solenoid. They said that happens a lot. You'll get some junk, and there's actually a screen on the entry to the solenoid. Make sure there's nothing there. But I also went to the store, as you guys saw, and picked up some other lines. So what we're also going to try this weekend, I'm going to try to, because I can't stand the bottle up, I haven't figured out how to do that yet, but I'm trying to get it on more of an angle, and we're going to use 2 bottles at once to try to hopefully alleviate what I think is not necessarily a pressure issue, but a volume issue of picking up the nitrous and spraying it. So let's get to work on this. Then we'll do compression check. I still have to make a list because there's a lot of stuff and I don't want to forget it all, but we'll work through it and we'll make it happen. Let's go race. I can't believe I almost forgot. Today was National Pizza Day, so you know your boy whipped up some fresh pizza, made some fresh dough. I've been experimenting a little bit, so today we did cheeseburger pizza. It came out pretty good. I definitely like the cheesesteak pizza I made better, but you don't know until you try. Alright, we were going to compression test the motor. Got the compression tester in there, got it all worked up, got Mallory in the car, and then the battery reminded me that it's a piece of crap and we don't have enough battery to compression test. Now unfortunately the battery charger that I have keeps coming up with a fault for, like, you know, internal cell or something, so I need to get a battery. So I'll add that to my to-do list of stuff to run around and do tomorrow, which means since we're not going to get to do that, we need to do something else. Now I went through the valves. It was weird. Some of the intake valves were loose. All the exhaust checked out, but some of the intake were loose. So I talked to my buddy Bobby. He's my internet engine help guy. Just a guy who reached out one day and, you know, builds motors. He's got and you know, he builds racing engines and stuff, and he's been kind of my go-to on, hey, you know, this, that, and the other, that kind of stuff. So a big shout out to him. After talking about it, you know, I don't know that there's necessarily anything wrong. What I'd like to do is race this weekend, and then as soon as we get back from racing this weekend, I want to run through it all and check again, just because the last time that I set the valves was the first time that I've ever done it. So it's possible that I did something wrong, but if we come back and notice that a bunch of intake valves are loose again, that tells me we've got some sort of problem. So at that point, we're going to have to do, you know, a top end inspection, maybe check the lifters. I don't know. After that race, we've got like 2 weeks until the next race. So not really sure what's going on there yet. I'm not too worried about it. I don't think it's the end of the world. I'm really just banking on the fact that I screwed it up, which is going to happen. You'll have that from time to time. But we can't compression check, so at very best, we can... we throw the valve covers back on. I can start working on getting some of the nitrous stuff set up. I want to see if I can move those bottles and angle them up more. Plus I want to hook the two of them together, so that way we could try to alleviate that issue that we're having where it makes great power and then it just loses power throughout the run. I'm hoping that's a nitrous issue. Oh, which reminds me, I gotta check the solenoid. Matter of fact, we might do that now. We gonna need them fool's gold wrenches around here? Or are they all inside?
Yeah, they're inside.
Yeah, because the owner of SHITBOX would be really, really mad at me if he saw me put a regular wrench on that. Cut.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Are we good?
Yeah.
We need to like come up with like a signal. Like you either need to like
No,
call
I like
or
it better.
record.
I like it better when you
Just
don't
me
actually
asking
know, and
every
I'm just
time.
like, yeah, Ben recording.
All right. Good news, bad news. Fool's Gold wrenches are awesome. We've got just a few of them left. You guys can get them at SHITBOXSupply.com. These are the adjustable hand wrenches we sell, and we're gonna crack this bad boy open real quick. Well, that's not cool. It's supposed to swivel. Oh, now we're doing the whole damn thing.
Is this where you're gonna add some magic in when you edit?
Yeah, this is definitely the magic editing stuff.
Okay. Just gonna let it record.
Huh?
Because every time I stop, I never started at the right time.
And what we want to do here is there's actually a screen. See, you guys can see that there's a screen inside this fitting.
No, I can't because it's out of focus.
Yeah, it's probably going to be hard to see, but there's a screen inside this fitting which acts kind of as a filter, and there is a tiny piece of something in there, but it's not clogged up. One of the important things that a lot of people, look, it is what it is. You guys are probably going to tell me I'm wrong, but a lot of people will put thread lock on these, like the white thread tape, and when you do that, the thread tape will actually come apart in there and it'll clog that little screen up. Now, I didn't use thread tape, and this filter looks pretty good, so I don't think that that's our issue. There's like one speck of something I can see in there, but it's barely anything.
I'm not gonna follow you.
Huh?
I'm not gonna follow you. Just gonna look at that pretty little wrench there. You know, you're what?
That set of picks, little orange handle.
Thought it was on the passenger side last time.
I thought so too, but I would have used it.
You know,
Huh?
it was the other night. I came out here to move your tools around. I did a good job.
Yep, that's why I don't know where it is, because I actually put it where it belongs.
Now, if we could get you to do that with your jeans and your shoes.
You got jokes.
Well, I don't got focus, so I better have something.
And I think it just worked easier. Just scratching up my solenoid there, no big deal. Like a Nitrous Express. Nice enough to be a sponsor. I'm over here scratching their shit up. You leaking?
You good?
Well, it looks like that's going to be it for tonight. Unfortunately, I've got a to-do list that is going to require a lot of just driving around tomorrow. We got to pick up fuel. I got to swap the tires out. I got to get the nitrous bottles filled. I got to get longer bolts for these the front of these mounts. But now that I have put the gauge on here, I'm really feeling like this is probably a lot of my issue. I haven't been able to find the exact just yet, the exact angle they're supposed to be at just yet. I did see something online that said 15 degrees. Right now, with the risers in here, we're only at 10 degrees. So hopefully this weekend, hooking the 2 bottles together, and if I can somehow figure out, actually I could probably cut another piece and raise these risers even more, weld them together, weld them to the floor, all that. So we'll see if we can do that. But right now, Mallory's got to go to bed, so I'm losing my foam crew.
Sad.
So much sadness. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the wheels and tires. Well, just the wheels. Take the whole things off, so I can bring them over to the shop tomorrow. Get the nitrous bottle out. Bring that over. My plug should be here tomorrow. My computer charger should be here tomorrow. I got to get a battery. So there's a lot of little things that are holding us up. But hopefully tomorrow I can make another video that will be the "We are race ready, fire this thing back up," that whole thing. We're gonna go without the door panels this weekend. Did you see my text earlier
Yeah, I did.
about the doors? Yeah.
Yes, I did.
I found fiberglass doors in New Jersey, but they are very, very expensive. They cost lots of monies. So
That's why I didn't respond. I didn't want to shoot you down.
yeah, maybe not. It's all well and good to talk about all the fiberglass parts and stuff until you find some and then realize you have to pay for them. So it is what it is. We'll just keep working with what we got, and then maybe down the road, you know, I think, honestly, I think if we fix the nitrous issue, or what I believe is the nitrous issue, the power issue where it's falling off in power, then it would be smart to start considering things like possibly doors. I won't do, and here's one of the downsides, like one of the reasons I don't want to do a full fiberglass front end is because they only make full fiberglass front ends in the 68 to 72, which is the different grille and the different bumper and all that. So if I put that on the front of this car, it's going to not be a 74 anymore. And it might just be me. I don't know. You guys will correct me if I'm wrong, but like I think part of the appeal of the car and why it's so cool is because it is a 74, and nobody ever builds those, and nobody ever makes them fast. I'm not gonna say nobody ever does, but it's a lot more common to have a 68 to 72 than it is a 74, and it's a hatchback and all that kind of stuff. So there's no point in, like, somebody's like, oh, the hatch is real heavy. Yeah, but I need to keep weight. The big block weighs so much up front, the front bumper, all that stuff. I need to keep weight in the back until I figure out how to lighten up the front, because I need that weight bias for those really crappy no preps. Like I said, this weekend we're going to somewhere where I think the surface is going to be pretty good. So that's why I took the weight out of the rear. I was going to take the 1 bottle out, but in an attempt to fix what I've got going on here with what I believe is a nitrous volume issue, I'm hoping we're going to use both bottles at the same time, and I'm going to space them up a little more, get a little better angle. I don't know if it works very well round 1. I'll keep running the 2 bottles. If it doesn't, or if I get eliminated round 1 and we have test and tune and stuff, and I fix the angle, maybe I'll go back to 1 bottle and see, okay, does it still do the same thing? Was it just an angle issue? That kind of stuff. I'd really hate to have to run 2 bottles. I just think, I don't know, just extra weight at this point. So we'll get it figured out. But we've gotten some stuff done. Just working on trying to get these videos knocked out and keep taking you guys. Look, I'm not gonna lie, like the last 2 videos each got like 17, 18,000 views, like at least 15. I think they were 17 and 18. Like if we keep doing that, I mean, I'll keep putting out videos every other day or every couple days. Like
they said, like they don't care. They want to see. They want to be along for the journey. So
yep.
It's all good.
So happy National Pizza Day. I'm definitely put the pizza stuff. I haven't edited the video yet, but it'll be in the video.
The pizza was good.
Yeah,
I will
pizza
admit.
Stuff will be in there. But we're gonna get it figured out, and then I'll get this thing cleaned out. Like I said, we gotta get fuel, we gotta get nitrous, we gotta swap the tires, we gotta get a battery.
Quick question: did you record tossing the dough?
No, because nobody was home.
Oh no!
Yep.
Not even Ella. No.
Nope.
Oh no.
Fun fact: I do know. I used to work at a pizza shop as a youth. So like when I make pizza at home, I'll be throwing the dough up in here and stuff. So let's see, we gotta get all this stuff tomorrow, put it all in. Then we gotta put the new plugs in. We gotta check the tune, and then we have to reset the cow tracks and in our roll bar. So hopefully tomorrow's video will be picking all this stuff up, putting it all on, resetting all the rear suspension. I think the front suspension we're gonna leave alone. We're not gonna make any adjustments on the shocks or anything. Just kind of see, you know, I could end up first pair, I could end up sixth pair. I don't even know how many cars are coming. So I did talk, I do know that there are some fast guys coming. Like, it's not just a bunch of ducks. Like, there's definitely going to be some fast guys there. So, you got to be on our A game. The flip side is, I'm not the fastest, but I'm not a completely slow guy anymore either. Like, I'm not bottom of the field. I'm definitely middle. And if the nitrous, what I'm hoping, if the nitrous will stay on for the whole 8th mile instead of falling off, and we put that 900 down all the way through the pass, we should be going 2 to 3 tenths faster in the 8th.
That's considering the weight too.
Not considering the weight, but honestly, if this solves the problem, I think we should be able to go 2 to 3 tenths faster in the 8th. If we subtract the 200 pounds, that's another tenth in the 8th allegedly. So then it's just going to come down, is the converter working right? Are we working too hard against the gear? That kind of stuff. But, you know, we could, knock on wood.
Don't say, oh no.
Yeah.
You can't say it. And
You're sitting on wood.
Right. I told you, I need to go to bed. I'm tired. I got to get up in the morning with the kids.
So I'm gonna stay out here for, I don't know, probably another hour or so, just getting stuff wrapped up, and then, you know, I gotta get there's a bunch of stuff in here. I just gotta get it cleaned out, make sure I've got all my, you know, make sure I've got everything for this weekend, because I haven't been racing in a while. So make sure I got everything, go over everything again, tighten everything up, do all them checks, and we'll be racing this weekend. And I saw some people asked, I guess I hadn't said, we're going to Roxborough. Roxborough Motorsports Park, I think is the full name of it. It's in Roxborough, North Carolina. It's pretty close to home. It's 4-ish hours.
That's so nice.
Yeah, which is really nice. And like, I never thought I'd be like, yeah, 4 hours, that's so nice. But after so many trips across the country and everywhere, oh my goodness, 4 hours is going to be great. So we'll bring a limited amount of merch. We're not going to bring the whole thing and everything, just in case anybody's in the area and want to stop by and grab stuff. If you guys are in the area and want to come, I think Saturday the gates open at like 8 or 9 a.m. Drivers meeting, I think, is at like 11:30. I don't know. I don't know a whole lot about this race. I'm assuming it's one of the local guys over there that's putting it together, promoting it. But it is what it is. It looks like a cool facility. I've spoken to the owner. Said, come on down, let's have some fun. You know what I mean? And generally, I spoke to the owner. Just sometimes I like to just speak to people. Just, you know, hey, I know I'm coming down. You know, usually we set up a little booth in the pit. Like, is that okay? Is anybody having, you know, just common courtesy kind of stuff. Also, you know, hey, what hotels are in the area? What would you recommend? That kind of stuff. And you know, even good place to get dinner. Like, just all that. So it's nice to talk to people and just, you know, build a relationship. That's half the fun of racing, is the people you meet and the relationships you form and everything else. So Roxborough Motorsports Park.
And I get to be out there.
Huh?
And I get to be there.
Yep. And you'll be with us.
Yeah.
Well, I say us. I think it'll just be me and you.
What?
So you'll be filming all weekend.
Date weekend.
Yeah. Date weekend. I'm going to be yelling at you to line me up while filming, while making sure.
I wear a lot of hats.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. I got to call. There's somebody I got to call and see, because he said he might come. If he comes, that would definitely relieve some stressors off of us. But if not, you and I will just do it and whatever. It's, you know, I'm not super concerned. Like, obviously, I want to get backed up well and everything else, but it's a pretty good track. Like, I don't think it's going to be the end of the world. if I'm not perfect, or if I'm not perfectly straight, or any of those things. Like, don't get me wrong, those things are super important and everything else, but at the end of the day, I'm not sure if you guys have ever seen in videos, like, sometimes I leave and my steering wheel isn't straight. Part of that is because there's a little bit of play in the steering wheel, so it is what it is sometimes. But, like, unless I power wheelie for 100 feet off the line, which, fun fact, I have not wheelied since we put the big block in.
That's good.
Kind of good. I would like to know where that point of no return is, like, where
We haven't got there yet.
Right. But, can we be looser on the shocks? Can we... I don't know. I think it works pretty well. Since I made the shock change up front, switched out those competition engineerings for the Vikings, we've got good control of the front, and it's a lot of, whether or not people believe it, like, when I go... So for Roxborough, for example, I went and watched every Roxborough video I found on YouTube. So, like,
I don't doubt that one bit.
So Turbo John was there.
Mm-hmm.
They had JJ there a little while back, a few months ago. I don't know, last year at some point. So I look, and then I go, okay, now out of all that, who went fast? Okay, now what did their suspension look like, and all this? And this is, something I talked to Billy about, learned a little bit from him. Like, when we were doing Dig or Die, I spent a lot of time watching the videos. Okay, I know these guys are fast. I know these guys are fast. I know this guy's fast, whatever. And then you watch, and you're like, okay, well, the car did this. Now, I don't know how to make my car do that exactly. You know what I mean? We just, especially with the shock change and different weight and everything else. So, I don't know how exactly to make my car do that, but here's my idea, and then I do it, and then I watch the video, and I go, okay, I'm not going to give away all the secrets. Not that everybody hasn't probably figured it out by now, but, no bullshit. Go watch the videos, and go watch the guys who are fast, and that are fast. And one thing that you'll notice is usually the fastest guys are the smoothest. They're not all wild, they're not all over the place, everything else, I can tell you that one thing, if you notice, you can tell somebody who's watched the videos or somebody who's paid attention, and or maybe just doesn't have a proper shock set up. For the guys that when they leave the line, they go like this, and it just, boom, it's just all the way to the top as fast as possible, and you see it do that bounce before their front tire is even moved 5 feet. Those guys usually don't do super well. They might get lucky here and there. They might win a couple rounds. And that's what I used to do. Like, no BS. My shit worked the same way. But then I started watching, and I'm like, wait a minute. How come I know this guy's fast, I know this guy's fast, I know this guy's fast, and his car doesn't go like that? So, just things to think about. But I'll probably watch more videos tonight.
Well, good, because you have a minute left on this here.
Perfect.
Giving you the countdown.
Yep. So that's going to be it. As always, I appreciate you guys watching the videos. I appreciate you guys hitting up the merch. I appreciate all the love and support. I appreciate all the comments. Like, I saw somebody's comment, this is like their favorite car on YouTube. Like, that's awesome. People have been making it in the No Limit drag racing game. Like, multiple people. So that's the other thing too. Is that's why it kind of sucks. Like, I don't want to put fiberglass doors, because I'm going to have black fiberglass doors, and it's not going to be as cool as the whole gold scheme. This car has, characteristics. It's got a personality, and I don't want to kill that personality. Yes, I'm going to go faster. I want to be the fastest I possibly can, but
Now you're at 10 seconds, friend.
It's possible that it may be time to start thinking about another chassis to be the fastest in.
All right.
Is that 10 seconds? I was
We
hoping to
could
cut
get
off like
2-1.
mid-seconds.
Oh, no.